Okay, ko Caitlin ahau, he uri hau na Ngāti Whātua, ngā whēmi Ngāti Maniapoto, he uri hau no te tonga hoki, te tau tōku pāpā. He kai tākoro mō te whisiporoha. I've been raised in Auckland my whole life. My mum's from Whangarei and my dad's from Otara, but they raised my siblings and I in West Auckland. I've had a really awesome upbringing. I have really amazing parents and I've been surrounded by really awesome support. And my mum's awesome. She's just my biggest encouragement, biggest supporter. I think everything good about me and everything strong about me comes from my culture. I really draw from that, and I can't, me saying I'm proud to be Māori, it just doesn't do it justice. I'm so passionate about it. Not just Māori, but Polynesian. There's something that I feel like that makes me all I am, and Māori is such a spiritual culture, such a poetic language, and I feel like, because I didn't grow up speaking Māori, I didn't grow up around it, but when I did learn it, it changed my perspective on everything, and definitely settled my like who I am, and made me a lot more, I guess, anxious. The kind of person I was as a teenager, my mental health was really bad. I didn't think I'd be alive, to be honest. That was something that I really was fighting as a teenager, and I never saw myself being in the black jersey, and I don't know what it was about my teenage years that made me not want to be here, but dealing with that really shaped the person that I am today, and I'm very proud of who she is now. Yeah, it wasn't easy, but all of those things that I went through made me a great player, and it made me a great person, so yeah. After I played Auckland FBC, I decided I wanted to become a Black Fern, but I had the World Cup for rugby league first, and I didn't get selected for the final. Basically, the feedback that I was given before the final was that the guy said, so we're not going to pick you because we need mentally tough people, but which I was so offended by, but he was so right. Like, I was not ready to play in the final. I was not ready for that moment. But I remember going away from that campaign just thinking, man, like, I am the worst player in the world. I felt so down. But when someone tells me that I'm not something, I will really want to prove them wrong. So it was a little bit of motivation too. And I remember that pre-season, just like wanting to be the best. And that first year of Black Ferns, my confidence was still really bad. But over that last year, it's grown so much. I think mentally strong looks like having a good cry. I think it looks like venting to people you trust. I think it looks like letting yourself be really upset and just letting it sit and marinate, and it actually makes you feel better afterwards because you really sat in it and you can overcome it. It doesn't have to be trying to just tough it out the whole time. It takes a lot more courage to ask for help than to not ask for it. When I'm going through something, like mentally, I think there's sometimes shame that I feel. But I've learned over time that it really does make a difference in my life if I do ask. Positive mental health, I think, is having courage to ask people to help you and to be vulnerable. I think a lot of people think that not asking for help is better and makes you look tough, but I think it's very strong to ask for help, and yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Something I would say to a mate who's struggling, well, first of all, I would listen. I think not everyone wants to hear advice. Some people just need an ear. But I think everyone has different ways of coping. Some people like to go out. Some people like to do their different hobbies. Some people like to eat. And I think I would try and cater to what they like to do. And sometimes it takes your mind off things. But the first thing I would do is I would just listen. Yeah. I think that it can be difficult to talk about mental health in our society today is because so many people are shamed for it, especially men, to be honest. They're shamed for having feelings. They're shamed for going through things that normal people shouldn't go through. And I think being vulnerable is so scary in modern day. Like, it's so hard to feel like people genuinely care. So I don't think it's taken seriously enough. And it shows in the way people struggle. It shows in the way people are online. I have a lot of support around me as a rugby player, but I don't think everyone has that. But I do feel like rugby is a very family-driven environment, and I feel like it's a community where people really do care about each other. So, yeah, I hope more people play rugby because there's a lot of sport here. I think that having management who really care about well-being over just being a rugby player, because we're not just rugby players, has been really helpful. I think the environment that I'm in with the Black Ferns, we put a big emphasis on filling our cups and recharging away from what often consumes our lives, which is rugby. I fill my cup by hanging out with my friends. I fill my cup by eating food that I love. I fill my cup by going out and doing something that doesn't include rugby. I fill my cup by laughing. Yeah.